Welcome to Cannabis with Class. My name is Jessica, and today I want to talk about 3 mistakes I made during my medical cannabis journey. 1, I bought way too much flower to start out with. So when I was at the dispensary, because they didn't have certificates of analysis, and I could actually add another mistake, 1.5. So they just had cards of the 3 main terpenes that were in the flower, and then it did show which health conditions that or symptoms that each strain helped. So I didn't go up online and look to see at that specific medical dispensary what they had available, which I should have, so I knew going in what to expect, but I didn't. So when I was there, I went ahead and I bought the biggest bad boy of flower that they had. So this is an 8 ounce. So why is this a mistake? First of all, you don't know if that strain is even going to help you. So buying a big amount is probably not the best, because it's going to take you a few different strains to actually find what works best for you. Just because it worked for somebody else who had the same condition doesn't mean it's going to help you, because you have a different endocannabinoid system. You have different things inside of your body that's going to take cannabis different. So there are 3 different sizes, at least at my dispensary, of where I purchased. So they had it in the 1 ounce, the 3.5, and the 8 ounce. So I would start and get the smallest amount that you can and buy more. So I'm going to call it flights. Instead of flights of alcohol, we're going to be flights of cannabis, so that you can try many different strains and see what's going to work best for you. So obviously you're not going to do, let's say that you're using flower and let's say you're smoking it. You still want to use that same flower for at least 3 days to get a good idea if that's going to actually be effective for you. So depending on how you're using it, when I had first used it, I was actually in an area where I could legally infuse flower into oil. So actually that's how I started, and trust me, this size is out of control if you're infusing into oil, because it's gonna last a long time. And I mean a long time, I'm talking like a year for this size. So start with the lower amount, try it for, like I said, 3 days. You're going to be able to know if that strain is going to be effective for you. So that was 1. Buy less flour, or just the smallest amount of whatever product it is that you're purchasing. Buy it at the smaller amount so that you can try more products. 2, not journaling. I, of all people, should know better that you should have journaled, which I did. So there's actually 2 ways that you can journal. There's 1, you can go the really inexpensive way, just buying a notebook at your local store, or you can go online. This one is through Gold Leaf, and I'll put the link below on how to purchase it. This is specific for medical cannabis patients, and I wish I would have gotten this at that time, but I was being lazy, and like I said, my note taking was horrible. But I'm also very aware of my body and how I was feeling with it. So to me, I could tell within a couple days if it was working or not, where I need to switch up my strain. But in this book, it's going to go through, it talks a little bit about the endocannabinoid system, the different cannabinoids. Mainly what I want to go over is what the symptoms, it has the dosage, the timeline, which in my book, Take Me to the Dispensary, I talk about therapeutic window of efficacy. So that's going to actually be a little graph right here for you to fill in. So again, it's how you're actually using it, the cultivar, the product, if there were labs available. So if that product actually had a certificate of an analysis. I know a lot of people now are growing their own. So if you don't really know what seed that you had that you're growing it's going to be really hard to know what's in it. So you can't really tell what specifically in it might be working for your health condition. I know it's probably hard where you live, if you're not in a legal state, to go to a lab and get it tested, but it really is best to know if you do actually have the seed. There are actually websites you can go to look at a certificate of analysis for that specific strain. But again, it depends if you know what it is. So that was 2, journaling. And 3, the biggest thing that I wish I would have done, which I do now, and I make sure that I have this, is setting my phone alarm so I know when to dose. Because let's be honest, the day flies by and all of a sudden you realize whatever your health condition that you're dealing with, if it's physical or psychological, if you're not staying on top of your dose, you're going to be able to tell, the people around you are going to be able to tell. So it's best just to set your phone. I did not do that, so I was everywhere. Trust me, my family members, they could tell if I was up on my dose or if I wasn't. So that's the easiest way. If you have a caretaker and you're not able to set an alarm, have them set an alarm, whether it's on the old school kitchen timers, dial ones, or like I said, phone. Do some kind of timer so that you stay consistent on your doses throughout the day and throughout the week. Monitor again with your journal so that you know if you need to quick switch strains, try a different product, because let's be honest, when you're in a lot of pain or whatever your health condition is, like, you shouldn't have to suffer. Like, there are so many different products out there that have different chemical components in them, and they're all going to be different. So how your body's going to respond is going to be different for me than it is for you on the exact same strain, on the exact same product, taking it at the exact same time. So every body is different. And like I said, our endocannabinoid system is different, the way we metabolize. And again, what's going on inside of your body is going to be different for everyone. So what works for me isn't going to work for you. So again, 1, don't buy too much of one specific product until you know what's going to actually work. 2, start to journal. Make sure you're writing down what you're taking, what you're eating before, how you're feeling mentally and physically. And 3, set your alarm so that you dose on time so you can stay ahead and make sure that all the components and terpenes, cannabinoids in your product are in the body doing its job so it can actually be effective. Because let's be honest, taking it one time in 1 week is not going to be beneficial. You need to stay on top of your dosing. There is a reason, because it has to be in the body to do its job. So you want to keep it in the body. It's not a one-time deal. I hope you enjoyed. Happy healing.